Hello, fellow humans. What we are working on today is putting my new radio into some sort of enclosure. I recently just purchased this. It's an ICOM IC-2730A. It comes with all the bits you see here for you. One of the main things to note is that it does not come with any sort of mounting hardware, so no brackets, no screws, nothing. So that is something to keep in mind. But what we want to work on today is actually just putting all this into an enclosure that's functional, aesthetically pleasing, and most importantly, cleans up some clutter. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to move this to the side and put it over here. Just get this out of the way. And when I was going through the closet the other day, I think I found a perfect candidate for enclosure. This is an old Lian computer case. It is a Mini-ITX. It's a PC Q07, and I think this will actually work pretty good. We'll modify this to house all the gear, but yeah, I think that's going to be nice. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip down this box with anything we don't need. Alright, we got the case disassembled. Took the side panels off. I removed the switch / lights, USB ports. There's a little bracket here that holds the that was for the power supply, to hold the power supply. That's been removed. Originally I was going to actually take this off to drill out these rivets and pop this off, but what I realized is that this faceplate here, this blank, it has little tabs on the side, and when you actually slide them in, they interlocked with the tabs here. And I was actually thinking that this might be kind of a neat way to mount the control unit, the faceplate here, to that. It's a little way you can remove it, and another little option. So we're gonna leave that. What I was originally thinking here with this build is I'm gonna mount the radio here. So using the hole here for the motherboard, have the radio kind of come in this way, and then make some brackets for the side panel here, and that will hold the radio in place. So if I were to, I'm just going to line up this here, bring it under the camera here, bring this under the camera. So that's going to be how that goes. So we know that this is going to be the back, and actually I lied to you. It's going to go this way on here, which means that's going to be the back. So this is the back side here of the radio. Or sorry, the back side here. So the radio will be mounted like this, coming out of there. So what we're going to use to make these those brackets to hold this is I have some scrap aluminum angle, and what I was going to do is make a couple of brackets that are going to like that, and they will of course mount the radio like so. So what we'll do is we'll just buck these off to length, make a bracket. See what we got here. Length, I go a little extra, so that way we have room to move this around if we don't get things quite square up, because I'm not a machinist here. So that's, we go 7, say even 7.5 inches on that, or 180 to 190 millimeters on that. So do I have enough of this here for 15? Oh yeah, it's almost 17 inches if I wanted to cut this little bit off here. So I got plenty of room here to make about 2 lengths of 7.5 inches. I'll just going to go take this to the shop, cut this bracket, cut off a couple of lengths, and we'll go from there. Okay, when we cut these to length, we went to kind of 7 3/4. Figured that will give me some wiggle room here if I need to adjust them either way. The plan is that they will have to be cut off once we get all the holes drilled, everything lined up. Then we'll actually trim these up properly. Just wanted to get everything, just wanted to make sure I had a little bit of spare there. As you saw, we cut them using the jigsaw. It's just aluminum, so it doesn't take much to cut. And just give them a little lick with the bench grinder just to remove any burrs right now, so we're not cutting our fingers open here. Again, this is the back side, so we know that the radio will be coming out this way. And this is going to be, actually the brackets are going to sit like that. Like that. I'm going to hold the radio. Obviously it's not square right now, but you get the idea that this is how we're going to mount it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to measure up the distance between here, so we get an idea where our holes need to go, as well as the thickness here, the distance from the very bottom here, how high these pins are, and of course we also have, it may not be super obvious, but on the chassis there is a lip here. That's I'll call it maybe a little over half an inch, or sorry, a little over a quarter of an inch, about 10 mils, so just under half inch, I guess, for this little lip. So we'll have to take that in consideration so that we can get the radio just nice and out of frame. Sorry about that. I was saying there's this lip here. That's the half-inch lip. And of course, this is the side panel here. We'll have to clear that and kind of center the radio in there. So we'll just take some measurements and we'll see if we can pop some holes in there. So let's put these brackets on and see how well this. Let's check the fit now. Grab the radio. Sorry if it looks kind of awkward. It feels exactly as awkward as it looks. I'm trying to work around the tripod arm here. Okay, I'm gonna go tight. Just there we go. So some adjustment. Okay, so I'm just going to move that over here, bring this in. Hopefully, check are we still in shot and frame good. Okay. Line up with some holes. Okay. Why is this not lined up now? There we go. Okay. There you go. Okay. So let me get those pegs marked out on here, so that we can maybe pop some holes into the mounting brackets and actually mount that to the side of the chassis there. So we'll see what we can do. Alright, so I cleaned up the hole. So now the receiver actually mounts to the side of the chassis here, and took the Dremel tool to the side of the case here. So hopefully that now cleans up and gives us a little bit more space. And then this slides in. Oh, it's nice. It's a good fit. Looks like the side panel here is warped a little bit. I'm hoping that once you get those screws in there, that actually stops rubbing on that side. That's good. Let's actually try putting a couple screws in just to see how it fits. Also, while I was working back in the garage, I was able to slice my finger open. The importance of making sure not to rush and making sure that your work is clamped properly in a vise. I was cutting those, fixing that bracket. I didn't have it quite in the vise correctly. I went to go push on it with the spring punch because my drill bit was walking a little bit, so I went to go push in with the spring punch to make sure it had a nice crisp clean hole for the bit to stay in, and it all slid right out of the vise, and I end up because I was pushing down, caught the side of my hand on the side of the vise. So it's okay. It went didn't go as deep as it could have. It went deeper than I wanted to, but that's okay. We're all right. Not bad. I'm not tightening these right down because I'm going to be taking this apart. We still have to put power supply in there and all kinds of stuff. But so there's the radio. Now I've got to make sure I can hit. Yeah, I should be able to get a PL connector on that. PL259 connector. Nice. All right. So next is going to be the power supply. And I mean, we spent so much time on that. As I said, that took a lot longer to mount this. but that was the part I figured was going to take the longest time. This is going to be the power supply. It's 12 volts. Amazon lists as a 12 volt LED power supply. 20 amps it's rated for. Has a little bit of has an adjustment there. I have it set at 13.8 volts. And even after putting a full load on this thing, I did not see the voltage deviate. So it's actually, I'm surprised. So let's see what the longevity of it is. But one thing I thought was kind of cool was the screws from that we had all those extra little bits there. Oh, what's this hard with? Alright, it's the same thread. Oh, let's see what we have with this. Well, that's neat. Is that two holes that line up? No. No, that can't. No. Almost got one right there too. Okay, maybe the power supply will take 5 minutes to put in. So let's try putting don't know what to say here. And that. Cool. All right, well, I don't have anything on this side, but I'm wondering if I get this screw in here, if that would help, if that would tighten it up. I mean, if I just push on this corner here, it seems pretty solid. I mean, it's bouncing around, but that's the whole case bouncing around. All right, so put another hole in there. So let's see if now our power supply will mount nicely. I can already tell that's not. Oh, there we go. Sorry, trying to hide my injury down there. It's hard trying to reach around the camera like this all the time. Okay. I see. There you go. Put one screw in the new hole there. down. Alright, now how badly... Ideally I would like to have another screw there, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Like, sure there's wiggle, but it's the whole back is wiggling. So if I'm just going to stand it up. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I don't think I want to... Another angle from that way. Yeah, it's... Ideally I would have another screw in here somewhere. I don't know. I don't know how I might have to make a bracket this way, but I don't think... Again, that whole back plate is moving, so it's not like if I were to put another screw in there. I put a screw here. Yeah, it would solidify it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure out how we're going to put that in there. I'm not... maybe make another bracket, screw it in here. And thread this piece, put a screw in here, and then catch one of these holes here and hold that there. Option. Or make a nice aluminum piece that goes right across the back and screw into that. That might be another option too. I don't have any aluminum left, but I might have something. I guess it doesn't even have to be that thick. It could just be a strap too. Okay, let's see what I have. I'll play with that. But now for the... I was thinking that once this is mounted, once the radio gets mounted in here, has power, there's going to be... The speaker is going to be internal, which is going to be muffled by this box once everything's on. Which, you're not wrong. So, that is why I have a little speaker to mount in there as well. This is an 8 ohm speaker, characteristic impedance. And I figure if I mount that on the front, it's gonna, that way we can have a little, the sound was basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm just run wires that are coming out here and then plug into the mono port in the back of the, the transceiver. Alright, so what I'm going to do is let's measure, so I know this is gonna be a 3-inch hole, I believe it is. Let's see what I've got here. Zero that out. Yeah, so that's going to be 3 inches. We'll hold that. So let's figure if we want to go right about, say, there. So maybe just draw a line down a bit. I wonder if I go down low enough, can I maybe I'll take out so my circle can come around down here. The bottom of the circle, and maybe take out some of these USB holes. And then yeah, because I've got nothing on the bottom there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure, we're going to go measure, find the middle here, and then go 3 inches up here, well actually 1.5 inches to catch this line. Draw a line across. We'll punch it in the center for a bit, and then we'll put a 3-inch hole saw in that. I am also going to, let's measure that. I have, the other thing I'm going to measure out, we're going to cut out here, is this, and it's a little voltmeter. It's not going to be super accurate, but it's going to be enough that if our voltages start sagging or anything weird starts happening, we can kind of get a we can see it right away. So I'm going to what's that? I think I'll do my pilot hole right in the middle there. Cut that out. So I'll cut the hole for the speaker, cut the hole for the voltmeter. Alright, got the speaker in. We went a little tight with the wire here. The positive wire is just a little small, but oh, it's not too tight. It's taut. All right, so what do we have here? So we still have the control cable. I need to find that still. Plug that in. Yep. Where did I do it? Oh, it's up here. All right. This cable's long, and I will be eventually cleaning this up. This is control cable. It looks like a telephone jack, but there's 6 wires. The common telephone jack is an RJ11. This is actually an RJ12. The difference is same physical size. The difference is that there's 6 connectors in an RJ12, and then the cable here. So this would be called a 6-position 6-conductor, or 6P6C connector, an RJ12. So if you want to trim that down, basically that's what I plan on doing. Is I'm just going to, whatever length I need, cut it, and then just pop another end on it to what I need there. But this is a little long right now, and that's okay. We'll just, so this one here is the controller. That one's there for the microphone. Now luckily for us, there's also a microphone jack on the head unit as well. So let's see if I can somehow fish that in there. Yeah, all right. And then let's just feed that under here. And then we'll just pop this out through here. And make sure this is nice, and I've actually folded these edges down so they're not razor sharp. They're still pretty sharp here in the corners, but just I'm dragging this cable through here, just trying to get it in the center. I think we got some spare cable, so that's good. Yeah, this is going to be trimmed down, as I said. All right. So I think we have everything set up correctly. We'll just go do a quick double check. According to this, those are the negative terminals. We got the positive on the positive terminals. Flip that around. Doesn't sit square, and I apologize because of the there's a little so you can actually, for add-on cards on the back, there's it's a little lip thing that I couldn't get rid of. Anyway, so the back doesn't sit flush, but that's not what we're worried about. Now, this is going to be the perfect length for where the shelf I want to mount my radio. Of course, though, for the outlet, it is not. So let's just turn it sideways. I don't know if you're having trouble seeing that. That's blowing your mind. Then just turn your monitor. All right. Wow, look at that. I don't know if that shows up on camera. 13.7 volts according to the voltmeter. We got the head unit here. And let's see what happens if I plug this or turn this on. It says 13.9. Let's go to a weather channel. Oh, of course, I don't have an antenna hooked up, so you will not hear anything. So let's go to a call. And let's just turn off our squelch. Oh, there's sound coming out of the speaker. All right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take this and we're going to pop some holes into that and then mount that and slide that all in. So let me turn this off now and do just that. Okay, so now I have took the faceplate, just some holes, and drilled out a big hole there for the cable here. So now I also just coiled up the cable, kind of stuffed it in here, just so it's out of the way for future project. So we'll just connect this in here. Go. And what's going on here? Okay, there we go. So now that's in there. So now this is complete. I still have to put the side on, but I'll just mount the side, connect an antenna to it, and we're done. It's been a long build. It took all day to complete this, but I think it was worth it, and it's gonna look nice. Anyways, thanks for watching.